What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Zayman Law Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and on today's episode, we have another 2024 NFL scouting report, and we have UNC quarterback Drake Maye. And y'all, man, I think this kid is going to be an absolute baller at the next level. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, quarterback, 6'4", 230 pounds. Y'all, that size alone right there is insane, right? I mean, 6'4", 230 pounds. He has amazing size. When you look at some of the best quarterbacks in the league, I know some of them, not all of them, are 6'4", 6'5". You got your Patrick Mahomes, your Tuas, your Lamars, right? And those guys are, Tua's about 6 feet 6'1". Lamar and Patrick Mahomes about 6'2". But this is amazing size. So look at his 2023 stats. 63.3 completion percentage, 3,608 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 receptions. He also had 449 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns. So when you add that up, y'all, that is 33 total touchdowns to just 9 interceptions. Amazing production, right? Amazing production playing in the ACC. And I know the ACC is, not the best conference in college football, but it's no slouch either, right? Louisville had a really good year this year. NC State was a really solid team. Obviously, Clemson. I know Clemson has not been a Clemson of old, but still they were a solid team. And so he was doing this against, pretty solid competition. And so you got to give, Drake Maye credit for that. So, y'all, let's get to his strengths. His first strength, his prototypical size / frame. And like I stated a few seconds ago, I mean, this is a 6'4", 230-pound dude. He's has really good size, really good frame, and this is gonna help him, right? Because y'all, when you look at some of the quarterbacks that have gotten hurt the last few years, you look at Kyler Murray, you look at Tua, some of these smaller stature quarterbacks. Bryce Young, I think this year Bryce Young might miss a game or two, but you look at some of these smaller quarterbacks, they normally have more injuries, and obviously any quarterback, whether he's 6'1" or whether he's 6'5" or 6'6", can get injured. But you love having your quarterback, have good size on him. And Drake Maye definitely has your prototypical size / frame that most GMs will look for in their quarterback. His second strength, y'all, he's an elite pocket passer. Man, I'm telling y'all, Drake Maye from the pocket is amazing. Very, very reminiscent. When I look at Drake Maye, and this is going to be a name y'all hear me mention a couple of times today, but when I look at Drake Maye, y'all, I see Justin Herbert so much in his game. I mean, I see it. And when it comes from standing in the pocket, delivering an accurate ball on time, on target, Drake Maye is amazing at this, man. His pocket awareness is amazing, and that really helps him as a pocket passer, right? You want a quarterback that, one, not only is a good pocket passer, but also has good pocket awareness. And he does, man. Drake Maye has really good pocket awareness, which helps him be an elite pocket passer. And with the arm strength, as we get to his second strength, his arm strength, similar to Justin Herbert, as I put. Y'all, I mean, again, like I said, y'all gonna hear me talk about Justin Herbert several times today because they are very similar to each other. This dude has a cannon of an arm, y'all. Drake Maye's arm is so spectacular. I remember when they played against Syracuse, man, and he had so many big throws that game where his arm strength was on full display. And I'm like, golly, this dude has a cannon of an arm. Like, he literally has a cannon of an arm. You look at the last recent years, Justin Herbert, you had Will Levis, you had Anthony Richardson. You talking about all quarterbacks, and now you got Drake Maye. All those quarterbacks, man, had great arms, amazing arm strength. And Drake Maye is next in line when it comes to arm strength. You look at his next strength, y'all. He's a great athlete who can make defenders miss and run them over due to his frame. Y'all, Drake Maye is a really, 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 really great athlete. And I think this is the most underrated part of his game because a lot of people see, okay, Drake Maye, he's your prototypical guy, right? 6'4", 230, amazing in the pocket, amazing pocket passer. But his running ability, y'all, is what really gives him that edge than some other quarterbacks. And I really, really, really love this aspect of his game, man. For him to be able to make guys miss, and then he can truck them over because of his, his size. It makes this dude an absolute demon on the football field. I mean, you're talking about a guy that already has an amazing arm, a cannon of an arm, but then he can also run you over. He can make guys miss. He has sneaky speed, y'all. Very similar, and it's a name again I mentioned a couple times. Very similar to my guy Ryan Tannehill. When you talk about running quarterbacks in the field, everyone always, brings up Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. But a name that a lot of people fail to mention is Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is one of the most underrated running quarterbacks in the league. I think of the past probably 10, 15 years, he's one of the most underrated during that time. People do not give Ryan Tannehill credit for his running ability because he's not the fastest guy, but he definitely has sneaky, deceptive speed, and he can get by you. And Ryan Tannehill, he can't really truck you over the way Drake Maye can, but both of those guys, man, had very Ryan Tannehill had good athleticism. I think Drake Maye has great athleticism. He's an amazing athlete. And this is a part of his game, y'all, that, like I said, really gives him that edge over some other quarterbacks in this draft class. You look at his next draft, man. He has great velocity on all his throws. Again, like I said, in that Syracuse game, y'all go back and look at the tape, man. That game really stood out to me. Now, granted, that was against Syracuse, but that game really stood out to me. That's when I noticed, I was like, man, all his throws seem like very quick. Now, he does have a little bit of a wind-up. Not going to lie, he does have a little bit of a wind-up to his throw. But it's still, to me, it's still quick enough, right? It's still quick enough where it gets there on time and on target. And I saw this time and time again when I watched that Minnesota game, when I watched the Syracuse game, when I watched the Appalachian State game. Saw that a lot from him, man. The velocity that he had on his throws, I love that. Again, he does have a little bit of a wind-up. Not going to lie, a little bit of a wind-up, y'all. Just a little bit. But he is still has amazing velocity on all his throws, whether it's short, intermediate, or deep. So you love that about Drake Maye. Again, it is a little bit of a wind-up, but to me, it's still fast enough. It's not like he doesn't have a super slow release, right? It's not super slow. It's a little slow, but not super slow. But to me, the ball is still able to get out there very, very quickly. So great velocity on all his throws. And then his last strength, y'all, is his accuracy. I mean, this dude is very accurate. Now, granted, I know his completion percentage would say otherwise. Because 63.3 is not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. But this is a guy that's very accurate. If y'all look at the tape, especially if you look at the tape from his sophomore year, it would suggest that Drake Maye is a very accurate thrower of the football. And I stand on that. He is still a very accurate guy. Like, there were some circumstances, some his fault, some that wasn't his fault, that led to that. Because, in 2022, he completed 66% of his passes. This year, it was only 63.3. But I still think he has amazing accuracy. I think he will come into the league and be kind of similar to Justin Herbert, right? Justin Herbert, for his career, is completing about 66% of his passes. I think that's what Drake Maye. I think he'll be like a 66, 67% completion percentage guy. That's just what I see from him. So I had to put his accuracy on here as a strength. Now let's get into his weaknesses, y'all. Production went down in 2023. This, I think, one, y'all, let's bring up the obvious. I mean, his best receiver, Josh Downs, went to the NFL. Then secondly, his wide receiver that was a transfer, Tez Walker, missed the first few games due to eligibility rules and that whole transfer stuff. But his production did go down, right? You talking about 2022? He threw for 38 touchdowns. This season, only 24. You talk about in 2022, his total touchdowns 45. This year, 33. So, yes, it went down. Completion percentage, like I just said a few seconds ago. 66% in 22, only 63% in 23. Passing yards, 4,321 in 22, 3,608 in 23. So, this to me, y'all, is not that big of a deal. But again, when we're doing this, y'all, we also have to think like a GM. And some GMs love for a player to have consistent production throughout his entire career in college. And let me tell you something. He still had amazing production this year. But yes, it definitely went down. Yes, his production went down in 2023. And again, his top target, Josh Downs, from the 22 season, went to the NFL draft. Then his top target this season, Tez Walker, couldn't even play the first few games. So that, I understand that. Those are definitely reasons, y'all, as to why his production went down. But to me, this is the biggest reason, y'all. His last weakness. Can try to be Superman when he doesn't need to. Let me repeat. He can try to be Superman when he doesn't need to. Y'all, I saw too many times, especially this season, Drake Maye did incredibly too much. And I look at, especially y'all, when they played against Clemson, Drake Maye did not have his best game. He was pretty bad that game. He was pressing that game. And I was like, why is that? Y'all, I'm going to be honest. I ain't the reason that Drake Maye, you saw him struggling in some games. So that Clemson game, he was bad. 16-36. He was really inaccurate. He made some head-scratching throws. He struggled. He struggled against he struggled against North Carolina State. 22-38, he threw 2 picks. And y'all remember early in the season, the first 2 games of the season, he had 4 interceptions total. He threw 2 interceptions in both games. And so you wonder, why am I seeing this on tape, but I didn't see this on tape at 22? And y'all, it's because he was trying to be Superman when he didn't have to. I really think Drake Maye, as y'all remember going into the season, him and Caleb Williams were the prohibited favorites to win Heisman, to win the Heisman Trophy. And I really think Drake Maye was going out there trying to prove to everyone why he was a Heisman Trophy candidate instead of just playing his game. And I think that caused some of that. That's caused his production to go down. That caused some of that Superman play that I'm talking about. But he didn't even have to do that. I saw too many times this year, y'all, where Drake Maye would just make head-scratching throws when he didn't have to do it. He could have just thrown the ball out of bounds. Instead, he would throw a really bad pass or he would throw a really bad interception. Also, sometimes, y'all, where I feel like he stayed in the pocket a little bit too long. He could have just thrown the ball away, or he could have used his legs. But he was trying to be Superman. He was trying to make that big play when he didn't really have to do that. And again, I think that came from he was trying to prove all of us right. And I think Drake Maye, y'all, he should have just gone out there and played his game. Don't worry about us. Okay, because a lot of fans, y'all, we going to criticize a player after one bad game. We're going to say he's trash after one bad game. Then next time he plays well, we say he's the best player in the world. But you can't worry about all that. You cannot worry about the outside noise. I think Drake Maye kind of worried about that too much. I think he was so concerned about making sure that he proved all of us right when we said he was a Heisman Trophy finalist, that it caused him to press way too much. And that's why you saw the struggles against Clemson. That's why you saw the struggles against North Carolina State. That's why you saw the struggles early in the season, those first 2 games where he threw 2 interceptions in both games. And he did not look like the same player. I did not see this in 22. When I watched this tape, y'all, totally different player. Totally different player. You could see the differences. 22, he looked more relaxed. He wasn't pressing really. 23, he was pressing a lot. He made head-scratching decisions. You're like, how can a dude this talented make that throw? Why not just throw the ball away, play it safe, right? It's like he was trying to put on his Superman cape and prove all of us right. And so I think, y'all, both his weaknesses, I think they're tied together. I think the reason his production went down, yes, he lost his top receiver to the draft, and his top receiver, Tez Walker, could not play the first few games. But that production also went down because he was trying to be Superman when he did not need to be. And that's where you start seeing that bad football from Drake Maye. When he was trying to do that, instead of just being back there, being relaxed, being calm, playing his game. So you look at his pro comparison, y'all. So I give you three players. Justin Herbert, Ryan Tannehill, Carson Palmer. As I mentioned earlier, him and Justin Herbert, very similar in terms of pocket passives, y'all. Big in the pocket. Lively arm, right? Great arm strength. Ryan Tannehill, when it comes to the athleticism, now he's faster than Tannehill. He's a better athlete than Ryan Tannehill. But both of them have sneaky speed. Both of them have sneaky athleticism. Great legs. And then Carson Palmer. The reason I threw Carson Palmer in there, one, because of the size. Right, him and Drake Maye, size-wise, they're kind of similar to each other. Then two, man, I think Drake Maye is just a great leader of men. And Carson Palmer was. And I know Carson Palmer has some issues in Cincinnati. But man, when he got to Arizona, he was an amazing leader, and that's why they had all the success they had. And I think Drake Maye had certain leadership skills the way Carson Palmer had leadership skills. So my prospect grade for him, y'all, I gave him a grade of a 92, meaning he's a great prospect that could become an all-pro / top 5 of his position. I really truly believe that Drake Maye, man, his talent is undeniable. I really like this kid, y'all. I think he will be like Justin Herbert at the next level. And it's kind of funny because back in 2020 when Justin Herbert was coming out, a lot of people were not that high on Justin Herbert. Now, I would say this, more people are higher on Drake Maye than they were on Justin Herbert. But Drake Maye does still have his doubters. Justin Herbert had a lot of doubters. And look, but I told people then, I was like, you talking about a guy, Justin Herbert, is like 6'6", 235 pounds, throws an amazing arm, has amazing pocket awareness, is an amazing pocket passer, and can scramble when he needs to. And I think Drake Maye is an even better runner than Justin Herbert. So, yes, I think Drake Maye could be a all-pro / top 5 at the quarterback position. Now, that's a lot of great ones, right? You got Patrick, you got Lamar, you have Tua, you got young guns like C.J. Stroud, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, a lot. Dak has been playing good football this year. Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, but I'm telling y'all, talent-wise, Drake Maye has the potential to become an all-pro / top 5 of his position. So in conclusion, with prototypical size, arm strength, and accuracy, Maye has all the tools to be an elite quarterback in the NFL. He's a great athlete and has great feel for the game. If coaches can make the game easier for him, he can be special. And y'all, what I mean by that last sentence is, if coaches could just tell him, hey Drake, just go out there, play your game, man. You got the talent, just do it. You don't have to go out there and try to put the entire team on your back. You don't have to go out there and always try to make a crazy throw. You don't have to go out there and try to make a tight throw in tight coverage. You don't have to go out there and try to make a throw when there's 3 or 4 guys on that receiver. You don't have to do none of that stuff. Go out there, man. Play your game. You have the talent, man. Just go and show people why you are elite. But this guy, man, I mean, y'all, the size, the arm strength, the accuracy, the poise, the athleticism, the feel for the game, Drake Maye has it all. He has everything you want in a franchise quarterback. I really, truly believe, y'all, that this guy has a chance to be the best quarterback in this draft class. I really believe it. I really do. He has a chance to be the best quarterback in this draft class. Because I really think his ceiling is Justin freaking Herbert, y'all. He has it. Drake Maye, I really, really like this kid. He has it. If he could really just stop trying to be Superman, stop playing hero ball sometimes, y'all, he has it. He has the tools. Again, the size, the arm strength, the accuracy, the athleticism, the pocket awareness, the pocket presence, the poise, the feel for the game, the leadership. He has everything you want, man. He has it all, y'all. And I really, really think Drake Maye will become an elite quarterback at the next level. So there you have it, man. That was my 2024 scouting report on quarterback Drake Maye. If you like the video, man, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, add me/follow me on Twitch at Zabulon Sports, all lowercase. Let me repeat, add me/follow me on Twitch, Zabulon Sports, all lowercase. Y'all know I'm gonna end it, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.